you doing today? I got such a cool knife to share with you guys, but we're not going to do it in a shop. We're going to go outside. It's a pretty nice day today, and because of the recipient of this knife, I think if we're going to do a reveal, we have to be outside. So let's get going. Oh, look at this. We have a little greeter here too. Well, hello ladies. How we doing? How we doing today, girls? How goes it? How goes it? Let's get the gate open here. What you girls doing, huh? How you doing? We're all hiding in there. Yeah, Shakes is around here someplace. Shakes is always around. Oh well. Hey, so I wanted to share this knife with you guys, and the best way to do it is do it outside. So I thought, what the heck, let's come out here to the back property and give you some details about this fella's knife, shall we? Alrighty, well, hopefully this is going to work out okay. Earlier in the year, in 2018, I reached out to a YouTuber, and I got to saying, hey, you know, I've been following his channel for a better part of at least 3 years now, because I've been making knives for well, this is the fall of 2018, and September 2018, coming up in October actually, and I've been making knives for 3 years now, and I've been following his channel since before I started making knives. And so I reached out to him and asked if I could make a knife for him, if maybe he'd be interested in, you know, doing a little collaboration, or maybe just one knife and just call it good. And then we started building rapport throughout the year, and then we got together finally and got to chit-chatting about what we would do about a knife. More importantly, what he might like as a knife. And so we got to talking, and the more we got to talk about his likes and dislikes in knives, I found that we had a kinship there, that him and I had so many more similarities when it came to knives and what we prefer to have outdoors versus what we didn't like. So without further ado, this knife here is for Casey. Casey runs a YouTube channel called Coyote Works. I'll leave a description down below for a link to get to his YouTube channel so you can check it out. At the making of this video, Casey hasn't even seen the knife yet. He saw designs, and he saw some rough cutouts of the steel as I was starting the process, and I think I might even showed him a heat treat, and that was it. So he hasn't seen it since it was out of the heat treat, out of the kiln. But today is the reveal of this knife. So by the time this video comes out, he may also have a YouTube video out on this knife, and if so, that description will be down below, or this will be in a playlist, as the Warrior Poet Society's knives are and the X Family knives are. You can check it on my channel here on YouTube, and you can find the Coyote Works playlist or the knife. But without further ado, let's get to the knife. Casey picked out a knife made out of CPM D2 steel at 3/16 of an inch thick. Now, Casey didn't want the taper tang. He agreed that they do look nice, but he wanted something that really had some weight and some substance when he was holding on to it. Especially when he wanted to make this a knife that, if push came to shove, what knife would he want with him, no matter what any other knife, to do a multitude of tasks? This was the knife. This is a full tang, and this is a really, really beefy knife. On a side note, I love the blade profile, and I was really skeptical about the handle shape, because if many of you have been following my channel, you know how I like to shape the handles of my tangs. But I have to say, this broomstick style that Casey wanted, I'm loving it. I am really loving it. Such simplicity in nature, but the feel of this knife in my hand as I hold it, and again, I have a large size hand. Now Casey's got a bigger hand. He's got longer fingers than me, and he's a bit taller. But this is by far one of my favorite knife styles when it comes to its simplicity and its function. And as my knife mentor once taught me, my buddy Jeff, is form follows function. And that's why none of my knives get really flashy or gaudy. This, Casey, is a phenomenal feeling knife. Yes, I'm biased because I made it, but I'm really thinking you're going to be quite pleased with this, pal, because I like the way this feels. I could see this being in my kit, and me making one of these and put it in my kit, and probably the only thing I might do is put a Marine Corps pin in it, maybe, but I just love the simplicity of this thing. Casey and I both love the swooping belly on knives, like my Montana style. That I love that swooping belly that takes it more of a camp and a bush style knife, a hunting knife. I love that. Casey was the same way. So we decided this. He didn't want as steep of a spine, as a curve of a spine like my Montana. And I have to agree, this, it's, oh man, I am so stoked with this thing. Of course, there's going to be pictures in here as I'm talking, so we'll get back to the knife again. 2 1/8" pins. Casey wanted to keep it real simple, so 2 1/8" nickel silver pins with a nickel silver lanyard tube, 1/4 inch, and he wanted that matte gray sandblasted finish on here. Other than that, there's really not much else to talk about the knife other than just sit here and hold it in my hand and just, I'm out here about a wood pile and I really want to start processing some wood, but I better not, because Casey will probably be a little disappointed in me if I start beating up his knife without him getting to it. He likes Coyote tan, and if anybody knows Casey's channel over at Coyote Works, you know that Casey likes things that are tan and coyote in color. So he picked out the Coyote Brown Kydex Sheath, and he wanted a Bladetech Tech Lock simply because it allowed you to do a multitude of things. One, carry it both weak side or strong side, depending on how you want to do it. You can take it off and invert it. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, you can just reverse this Tech Lock and put it to the other side. The other thing that was nice is when you take the Tech Lock off, as I'm trying to disconnect it here, as you take the Tech Lock off, okay, you can invert the Tech Lock. So instead of it being this way, you can actually invert it this way, and then you can carry it across, horizontally across your body. The other thing you could do is by inverting the Tech Lock, going instead of like this, like it is now, you go this way, you can actually attach this to the straps of your backpack, so this way you can carry your knife this way. Carry it on your weak side or your strong side, depending on what side you are. Casey and I are both right-handed, so we would both carry it this way or across this way, some way, shape, or form. So, anyhow, the knife. This knife is going to be available for pre-orders as of right now in the fall of 2018, but there will be no deliveries of this knife until after the first of the year, until after 2019. I'm taking the last 2 weeks of December off. I have closed my books for the rest of 2018. So I've got to fill up my orders and take some time off with the family. I had a 3 or 3.5 day vacation in the entire 2018 year. So I'm going to take the last couple of weeks off in December to spend it with family and friends and just kind of take it easy a little bit. But these knives will be up on my website, as long as with pictures and links to both my video and probably Casey's video about this knife, as well as there'll be prices. The fixed price will include shipping. It will include what you see here. The only difference is what Casey picked out as Coyote Brown. I'm giving you the option if you want olive drab, Coyote Brown, or black for a Kydex Sheath. It'll come with the Bladetech Tech Lock, olive drab canvas micarta scales, the nickel silver pin tubes, the 1/4 inch tube in the back, as well as the blade profile. And one last thing, this knife has the etching of Coyote Works on the side of the blade. That's something Casey hasn't seen yet, and he only seen it when I sent this knife to him. Casey wanted something special to kind of set his knife off to make it a Coyote Works knife. He didn't want to do the fancy pins because he wanted to keep it really simple. Casey's not a high maintenance fella. He really wants things really simplistic and just, again, the form follows function. So he didn't want anything fancy on the knife, but he did want something to set it apart or to make it a Coyote Work knife. So he left that up to me. He thought, hey, maybe something like CW, but I thought that would be a little bit too understating considering I have my CK maker's mark on the left side of the blade. So I opted to go ahead and create the font and create this style so it says Coyote Works on the right side of the blade. Really nice. I'm really pleased. And excuse me for a second if my eyes wander slightly. I've got all my chickens running around right behind the camera here, and they're pecking away at stuff, and I'm waiting for one of them to peck at the camera legs because they're dancing around and chasing each other. So I'm sorry about that, guys. But anyhow, I do appreciate it to everybody that's been supporting me. Again, if you're new to the channel, check out some of the videos down below or here on the side. See what I've got going on here. I'm fairly new to YouTube. October 3rd of 2018 was 2 years since I've been uploading to YouTube, and it's been a wonderful ride. I've had a ton of support both from other YouTubers as well as other knife makers and just people in general that have come across my channel from other individuals that have been following me. So again, thank you to everybody. So like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. I love it. You know, keep me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket. Subscribing helps tremendously. A comment down below helps. It's amazing how that stuff kind of raises you up from the bottom of the bucket. So again, Casey, I hope you like your knife. I do appreciate all the support from everybody else. And until the next video, we'll catch you later. Bye.